Hi, it's Monday, May 30th, 2016. It is a holiday in the UK and in the US, but not everywhere else, and the world keeps moving. Bitcoin is making a real move over the weekend and today as well. On uh, on Friday, we traded we broke the range that we've had, in 2016, which is roughly between 360 and 460. Even though we've stayed above 400 most of the time, we did dip below 400, and we've broken out. We broke out of this range on Friday, and over the weekend and today we've traded up to 500. And actually, this morning, as I speak, looking at CoinDesk.com, Bitcoin is at $534.44. The high is 535. The low today is 520. So Bitcoin is kind of gapped up. So we just didn't get it doesn't seem to be a false breakout where you go to 480 on Friday and dip back down below 460. So it's a very strong move. And looking at some charts here that I have of Bitcoin from other sources, there's no resistance now with the break of 500 until 658, which was the high in June 2014. So it looks like the WebBot report from May. They were talking. Clif High was talking about Bitcoin making a strong move in the beginning of June. I know we're at May 30th, but for crying out loud, we're almost in June. These things, cycles or predictions, it's not an exact science. The other day, like a week ago, I saw that it was snowing in Switzerland. It's supposed to be summer. So, things are not perfect in nature in predictive forecast. So I think it's pretty good that it's May 30th and Bitcoin's starting to move up. It's actually a little bit ahead of forecast. And I have to say, last year when Bitcoin was languishing, below 300, around, just above 200, 230, 250, that was when the WebBot made a forecast that Bitcoin would move to 408 in November of 2015, and it did. And the other thing that Cliff said that Bitcoin would go to 408 three times. And if you look at the chart, we have done that three times. And he said that after that, we'd never see that price again, 408. And, the silver prediction with Bitcoin hasn't worked out so well so far. But I think it needs more time. I think it's like a marker for silver and gold. Silver and gold have corrected in the last couple of weeks, but I still think there's no change. We haven't seen any improvement, from our central bankers, our treasuries everywhere in the world. We still have huge debt. If anything, people going about the Fed being now hawkish just because they're going to think about raising 25 basis points in June or July. But I remember, in '09, towards the end of '09 or middle of '09, after the Fed had started doing QE and, the rates were at zero, they started talking already about, we're going to normalize things. We're going to start raising rates. And that was 7 years ago. And every year, every beginning of the year, we have that talk from the Fed. We're going to normalize things. Rates are going to rise. But, I was reading the new Case for Gold by Jim Rickards. And, he was saying, that the Fed's balance sheet, they can't even get rid of that. He thinks it's going to be a decade before they think about, selling off assets in their balance sheet. You know, it went from around 800 billion before the great financial crisis in '08, and it's now about 4.5 trillion. So yeah, when people say, oh, the Fed's getting hawkish, don't buy into it. They're still, you know, highly accommodative, their monetary policy stance. You have to read the whole, you know, minutes and of the meetings, and you note that they actually say we're still maintaining a highly accommodative policy. So it's very strange, you know, when you see, you know, all the markets and like the algos and the mainstream financial press, oh, they all focus, oh, the Fed's really hawkish, but they're not. So yeah, the big news this morning then is Bitcoin. You know, we are at 534, and in his last outer report, Clif High said 650 is in the cards. And, you know, it's very much in the cards. You know, looking as a technical analyst, which I've been for many years of markets, you know, there's no really big resistance now up until 658, which was the high in June of 2014. So yeah, Bitcoin looking good. The other thing that matches the language from the webbot is that on Friday, the main story from Zero Hedge was that Bitcoin demand from China is what drove the price higher. And that's exactly what Clif High and the webbot said in their last outer report that came out in the beginning of May this year. So yeah, that's about it for now for Bitcoin. And I wish you a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you later. And if you like my videos, please spread them wide, make them viral, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks. Bye.